One of the stories that we've been following here in our newsroom involves a murder trial involving the death of an 8-year-old girl back in 2020. Our Kevin Stewart has been following this story. We're talking about 8-year-old Secoria Turner. And Kevin, I know we heard yesterday from the medical examiner who talked about the bullet trajectory. What have we heard today, and what's the status of this trial?
Well, right now we've moved on to the next phase. The defense now has the case. They got the case around noon today, and their first witness is someone that the court did not want us to identify. She was at the scene, and she's an activist, I can tell you that much, and she was protesting. She was an armed protester, actually, who was at the scene of the crime. This is around the area where Rayshard Brooks was shot and killed by police a month prior to this incident. She's clearly a key witness. I want you to listen to some of her direct testimony. Take a listen.
I saw someone standing there, a male who I did not know, and I knew most of the people at the Wendy's. Someone who I had not saw before. He was dressed in all black. He had tactical gear on. He had dreadlocks. I can't remember if he had a beard or not, but now that I'm picturing it, I see one. I don't know why. But he had beads, a necklace beads with like black, red, green, and yellow. And he just opened up his gun. Like in the car, he moved like from right to left a little bit, like he was in a military, like he had training or something. And he kneeled down a little bit and he was shooting. And as he stopped, the car went on up, and there was another gentleman who was with him, who, you know, I had saw them two together that night. Both of them were at one end of the barricade. He started shooting as well.
All right, now, on cross-examination, this became kind of tense. Keep in mind, you'll remember that the mother of Secoria Turner and the man who was driving that night, they said the man that they saw shooting was wearing black. He was wearing black. The prosecution contends that the shooter was wearing red, and they have a picture of Conley at the scene wearing red that night. And there was a big back and forth where they showed video of the scene of the actual shooting, where you see the SUV that Secoria was riding in trying to get around the barrier, driving through, and an armed man crouched and shooting. And that witness during cross-examination was asked, don't you see everybody here? Do you see anybody here wearing is everybody here wearing all black, I should say? And she said no. And this kind of went on back and forth, and eventually before they wrapped up that part of testimony, but it was a very tense back and forth situation.
Yeah, Kevin, this is just fascinating to me, because you would imagine the clothes that someone's wearing, especially the difference between black and red, to be a really big difference here. I can see why that caused a bit of back and forth as they tried to, each side tried to prove their case. Do you think that the argument really mattered at the end of the day as we continue to look through this? Do you think that that was something that the defense was really trying to use as they built their case, or the prosecution? What do you think as you watch this unfold?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the key to their case. So they're arguing that, hey, our guy, Mr. Conley, was wearing red, and there's no debate about that. And they're saying, hey, that's the picture that you see. And referring to the picture that's presented to the jury, that was what was presented 5 years ago to the media when they had a bolo looking out for a suspect. And they say, hey, if the mother and the driver, both of the people who survived this attack on that vehicle, say they saw someone wearing black, how could my guy be the suspect? Also, the argument about where the bullet was coming from. You may recall yesterday, the defense attorney was quite animated and getting in a crouched position and giving a position as you were shooting and talking to the witness on the stand, the ME, and saying, hey, you know, if the car was coming in this direction, is it not possible that the bullet could have entered in the rear? And she said, that's a possibility. That is a possibility. But she said, because she is a person of science, it's clear that it was coming from the, I believe it was the left-hand side. And so, you know, there's going to be a lot of back and forth. And so obviously a defense attorney's job is to create reasonable doubt. And so you have this, some interesting stuff here. for the jury to go over. A jury made up of majority women who will look at this child and this mother and then weigh this evidence, and we'll see how it goes.
Kevin, thank you so much, because you've broken this down so well. I feel like every question I've had, you're putting answers to. Now that the defense has this case, we're going to wait and see as they build the rest of what the argument they want to make to those jurors you just mentioned. And I'm sure this won't be the last time we see you as we continue to follow this and the outcome, and when once the jury begins their deliberations. So, Kevin Stewart, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.